My name is Yuri Kulikovich. I'm 56 years old. I have been treating people for over 30 years. I have more than 40 inventions. The new methodology of diagnosis and treatment allows to identify the disease causing and treat the whole body with the help of the equipment I have developed, namely by means of laser, magnetic, microwave, electromagnetic resonance therapy in the complex. During 23 years, tens of thousands of people have gained health in my clinic. I am a photo artist and create photos in the conceptual expressionism style. I love and collect painting. There are more than 7,000 paintings in my collection. I organized a group of artists who create in the expressionism style, and at the moment are the brightest representatives of painters who are working in this direction. I have only worked all my previous life. I have been engaged in medicine, and when someone asks me whether I have a hobby, I say that my hobby is medicine. But one day I visited an exhibition, a photo exhibition of my friend, and I was so impressed with photos that I wanted to take a camera. I found a camera that was lying about at home, and on the first rest trip I took it and started taking pictures. The process of photographing is a highly emotional process. The analytical part of the brain disconnects, which works around the clock, in our ordinary life and thus in communication with the camera, with the object that takes pictures, in communicating with the landscapes, nature. I get great pleasure. My hands are trembling with pleasure. When I made my first exhibition, it was called Color Therapy by Dr. Kulikovich. A very old artist came to me, the old generation, socialist realism, and made me an offer to create a series of portraits, particularly the old elderly artists. I agreed, and we began to take pictures. I visited artist studios. I looked at their paintings and, of course, I was keen on it. And so I started to buy pictures. This started my collection. In the beginning, I collected paintings, those artists who photographed. It was socialist realism. When I started to take pictures and collect paintings, rumors of this quickly spread among artists of our region, and artists applied to me with their proposals. And by the time I had already had a collection of underground of modern period, second half of 20th century, and this painting was non-standard. It was expressionistic. It was more expressive than socialist realism, and I like it. Therefore, there was a request inside me. Request and search for those artists who could satisfy my demands and desires in the painting creation. A new painting. At first, there was one artist, then the second, and in the end, I created a group of like-minded people, expressionist artists working in the direction of expressionism, neo-expressionism. I'm writing in general for my own pleasure, if I briefly formulate it, and in general, in order to bring some plastic ideas. Maybe I will get it, but it does not depend much on me. If the nature is working, such meaning as correct or wrong doesn't work, and I'm powerless. It is impossible to push inspiration. Every person is inspired by time and implementation. That is, he wants to come to his own. Some feelings inspire. Everyone has his own. Well, muse of any artist, it is in fact his death. Because sooner or later, the main muse is death. The main criterion for contemporary painting for those artists who are included to my circle are: first of all, it is a high professionalism. This is the ability to know the composition and be master of color. Secondly, the painting should be unusual, non-standard and fresh. Thirdly, it should be bright and expressive. Fourthly, and probably this is even the most important thing, image should always be present in painting. Bright, unusual, expressive, fresh image. In my works, I try to do first of all the emotional part, add some mysticism, make the person experience something. What this leads to, this is the use of all kinds of visual means. I'm not a follower to come up with some great concept of my work. I'm trying to express some visual component, so that a person can come and experience his emotions without a huge long story. Because now there is such a tendency that a person loves everything bright and impressive, and he loves such things. Now the paintings have to captivate people, bring some emotions, like films, like music. It started when I was studying in college. I was carried out by the Impressionists. First, it was Van Gogh. Then I learned about Gauguin, bought a book about him, and began to read about his life. I was interested in all facts, and I would like to create some composition, not on his theme, but definitely connected with it. I wanted to pick up the format and immediately said, I need 6 meters. It was so much and very few people did it. I wanted to show what it was. 3 stories. How were the models in the daytime, in the studio and at night, but that it was not very fused and compressed. Therefore, I placed them closer to the center and put the fingers on different grounds. I wanted to show how we live in the modern world. I wanted to show how we look at it, and it gives an impression to the viewer. And when I was painting pictures and even reading, it was terrible, unusual. This picture appeared when I was listening to Ozzy Osbourne's song, Paranoia, and tried to imagine how it looked on the canvas. Then I have a dream to draw like monks. Skulls, skeletons, unicorns, rainbows, dead. I do not paint. I write music when I paint something on canvas. I think that when you look at the picture, you get just freedom, and this music is in harmony with you. I have certain ideas about real painting. I realized that expressionism requires a large scale on large canvases, monumentally. Then the viewer feels the artist's expression and emotions better, and he completely immerses in painting. He completely immerses in this fantastic world of images. That's what I demand. When there was a meeting with Mr. Yuri, these great formats, I have never painted in such way. This is a completely different angle of me in this art. These are quite large and almost monumental works. And here, you even get more kicks. For me now and 4 meters are not enough. That is, well, from these last 3-4 years as we work, I do most of these formats. I do not know the feeling that I'm doing something.
Вы знаете, мне кажется,
You know, it seems to me, or maybe it just seems to me, that I directly participate in the creation of paintings.
во-первых, это
First, these are my criteria. This is a discussion of the picture and discussion of each subject of the picture in the future. Discussion of technique, discussion of color, discussion of composition.
это
It is a constant expression of my desires,
желание, моих
images.
желаний, образ чего-то нового,
Something new,
необычного,
unusual.
направление
and it is
художников
the direction
именно
of
по
the
этому,
artists on this
по
path,
пути,
on
который
the way
мне
which I like
нравится,
and exactly
отбор
that
именно
pictures,
тех картин и подталкивание
and
художника
pushing
к той
artists to the
жилке,
painting
к тому направлению,
that is
которое
close to me
близко мне,
and to the
которое я
direction that I
считаю
think is
странным
strange
и
and
очень
very imaginative.
образным. Когда человек приобретает
When a person buys a picture from my collection, he buys a piece of the artist's soul, a part of his world outlook, as well as my world outlook, and also a piece of my soul.
он начинает
He begins to be in harmony with the inner world of this picture.
миру этой картины. И
And by
когда
buying it, a person always buys it not for nothing.
всегда не
And by buying it, a person always buys it not for nothing. It is this picture from the internal state.
это как толчок
And the
для
picture
того,
is a
чтобы
further
развитие
impetus for the
внутреннего
further
мира.
development of the buyer's inner world.
Самое главное, что дает
The most important thing that my collection gives me
радости находиться
is the feeling of joy.
в благородном
Joy is in the noble field of art.
получать
Joy is to get emotions from painting. When I look at a diverse, unusual, fresh, imaginative painting,
образ,
my soul is filled with joy.
душа наполняется.
And this is the most important thing.